Joseph, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Man says his wife falsely accused him of abuse and got him kicked out of a house that was supposed to be theirs. And now he's finally sharing his story. Guys, this isn't the first time I've actually done a video on this gentleman. I did a video a while back, and there were three types of videos I did. One was him actually getting kicked out because he had footage of that. There were cops and everything all over. The second was his reaction to the situation, him saying, oh, so I guess this is actually a strategy women use during divorce, is that they'll file these fake reports. And the last video was of women reacting to him because he was a black man. And the women in the comment section were pretty much like, there's a video, and the video was really popular. But in the comments, the black women in there, because he was married to a white woman, they were just in there talking about other stuff. Basically asking each other how their day was going, what they had planned later on that day. As you guys know, a lot of black women believe if you date a white woman and anything happens to you whatsoever that's negative, then you probably deserved it. And some men believe that as well. Let's check out this first video that he uploaded that's captioned, "Signing contracts with women can ruin men and families." Let's get it.
I had to tell you a story about how my wife absolutely betrayed me, and I'm going to tell you this story because I believe that men need to understand how ruthless women can be. And because they are ruthless does not mean that we are stupid. It just means that there are some women who are incredibly ruthless. My wife was ruthless, careless, reckless, selfish. So back in 2020, we went to buy a house together during the pandemic.
Right.
We bought the house together. We were signing everything together.
Okay.
The sales sheet, both of our names were on the sales sheet for a 3-acre property. Beautiful house built in 1794. Historic house built in 1794. May 28th, as we are 5 days away from moving into this house, I get a letter that I owe $2,000 to the IRS. Now, remember, pandemic, everything is shut down. Everything is absolutely shut down. All right. You couldn't get into a government office. Nobody was responding to anybody. Everybody was wearing masks, 6-foot distancing. You remember all that, right? Remember how crazy it was? Well, we were in jeopardy of losing this house because I owed $2,000 to a government entity that wasn't even open. So what was the suggestion? The suggestion was that I take my name off of the sales process. I take my name off the sales process so that we can move in on June the 3rd.
Right.
We were 5 days away from moving into this place. I took my name off of the sales process so that my wife could close for us. She closed for us 5 days later. You know what she did?
What did she do?
That's right. She refused to put my name on the deed. You know what else she did? A year later, she claimed that I abused her and she had me put out of the house. I am being put out of my house. I am being accused of abusing my wife.
So this is the older video. So there's a second video that followed up here, and we're about to get into that. This video is captioned, "Selfish Women in Times of Crisis." Let's get it.
Men, you will see how women can be when you are in a crisis with them, when they are in a situation where they are tempted to do something that they should not do. Women can be greedy, reckless, selfish, and impulsive. And in a time of crisis, you cannot count on many women. You can't do it. I'm talking about women. You want to talk about men? Go talk about men. I'm talking about women and the things that they will do in a time of crisis. I was telling you about a situation where I went to buy a house with my ex-wife in May 2020. It was during the pandemic. Do you remember the pandemic? It wasn't easy to get things done. On May 28th, I got notice from the government that I owed $2,000. Both of our names were on the sales sheet up until May 28th. We had gone through a 2-month process of preparing to get this house. May 28th, I get a note back from the government saying I owed him $2,000. Yes, I could have paid the $2,000. The problem is, even if you go online,
Right.
you are not guaranteed to have this matter settled just because you paid it. They will have to show that they have settled with you. It's different than just paying it.
Makes
The
sense.
challenge was we needed to move out of an old house. We had already prepared to move out of an old house and move into this new one on June the 3rd. The way to resolve it is with a quit claim deed. That is a process that allows a title to be transferred. So again, I'm going to take my name off of the sales process. I'm taking my name off the sales process so that my wife can go to closing. We didn't have time. We didn't have time to wait. We were going to potentially even lose the house. So what do I do in a crisis? As the father of that family, as the husband of that woman, I take my name off the process so that she can close. What did she say she would do? The realtor knew it. The title person knew it. All our friends and family knew it. Her job was to put my name back on the deed as soon as she executed closing. What's so difficult to understand about that? There's nothing difficult to understand about that. You put my name on there. Why? Because we had to move, and it was up to me to take my name off of the sales process. Had I left my name on the sales process, we would have been in danger. I made a decision to take my name off there. We're in the pandemic. We're in a pandemic. Don't tell me you wouldn't have done it. If you wouldn't have done it, you're stupid.
Yeah. I assume he probably got a lot of comments from people who were like, "Oh, you were dumb for taking it off," or "I wouldn't have done that." Any man who was in a situation where he might have to sacrifice for his family, right? It's good. It's easy for guys in hindsight who've been through bad situations to look back and say, "Yeah, I'd have said F you, no house for any of us." That's not the right move. If you assume that you're with a good woman, you assume that you can count on her to add your name on there. I think a lot of men, if they trusted their wife, would have done the same thing.
You're stupid if you wouldn't have done that for your family during that time. So what I decided to do for my family.
And I don't know if they'll be stupid if they wouldn't have done it. Maybe some people would have been able to, recognize the red flags. But in this situation, man, if you see your wife as somebody that's trustworthy and a woman who you trust, there's definitely many times where you have to just do certain things for the better result of the family as a whole, right? Men have to make sacrifices. They do it constantly. And then you trust that the person's going to repay you with those sacrifices. They don't always do that. And Exhibit A, this situation where things end up horribly,
was to take my name off that sales sheet so that we could move into that house. That was my sacrifice. I sacrificed. I trusted her. Her job was to execute a quit claim deed, put my name back on the title, and the house would be ours. What did she do? She decided she wasn't going to do it. We had an agreement. The agreement is in writing.
That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know if the agreement was in writing. He might have a chance in court. But then we're talking about family court here too, man. Comment down below what you guys think. But it being in writing is definitely a plus. So he didn't take her by her word. And I was going to make a commentary about that at the end of the video. It's like, this is the type of things that you want to get in writing and just say, hey, I love you, but I need this in writing. I need a contract signed that after such and such, you're going to add my date. You're going to add my name on this document. You need to have things in writing in that sense. And that would be your legal protection. Now I know a bunch of guys are going to say, oh, it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, everything's going to go to shit. I know. We have that perspective always.
The agreement is in writing. So this is going to be resolved one way or the other. But we were in a crisis, and this greedy, selfish, deceitful, shifty individual decided she was
He stopped himself from saying the B word right there. Shifty. Yeah.
going to do this. And see, you say stuff like, you should have seen the red flags. See, sometimes you really don't know a person until a crisis comes up. You see how they're going to be when a crisis comes up. This was a crisis like none other. I have no idea why in the world she would do something like that. But you see how people can be when you are in a crisis with them. Something that they can do, but they should not do. You will see where a woman stands when she is in a situation of temptation. Yes, some of you are talking about, Adam and Eve, and don't bite that apple. Well, this woman could have been Eve. She decided to bite the apple. And now there's a debt to pay.
All right. So we've got a final video here that proves that he was dealing with an actual untrustworthy woman. And I will say this, based on the videos I've done in the past in reaction to this guy's situation, it does seem like he's currently going through that like caffeination stage, where he's drinking coffee, if you know what I mean, for the first time, for how it truly is. Because in that other video, he said, I didn't know this was a thing. So he's just now understanding just how vicious certain women can be. And I bet he wouldn't do that again. Just like we've all made mistakes and there's things we wouldn't do again and had to drink that coffee for the first times. You have to move viciously yourself, right? Let's check out this last video that's captioned, her brother believed she lied. Let's check it out.
Almost 3 years after my wife made a false allegation of abuse against me, her brother wrote to me and he said, it's my opinion that she lied on you, that she made a false allegation against you.
When you've got your family standing up for your ex-husband, that says something about your character.
I've known her for 50 years, he wrote. He wrote this. I've known her for 50 years, and it's my opinion that she made a false allegation against you. He went on to say that she's done it to other people, including him.
I just can't believe that my wife is serving me with a protection for what?
For protection from abuse. This is for you. This is your copy. Yep.
What does that mean?
What's that?
A protection from abuse.
There was something going on between you two.
Yes.
That she didn't like, all right?
So this was the old video. I actually reacted to this already.
So she filed a protection from abuse order against you.
Here's some text. It says, it's my personal opinion that she lied. So this is from the brother. Falsely accused you. That's just my opinion from knowing her for 50 years. She started doing something similar to me the last time I talked to her. Started to accuse me of mistreating our mother. It was insane. I just hung up on her and stopped talking to her. I suspect she thinks trapping men, luring them into letting their guard down, just to accuse them of doing awful things. I suspect it's something she does for entertainment. Ooh. Oh, she might not be right up there. Huh. It's crazy. Let's check out some of these comments, man. What do you guys think of this video? Here are a few comments, just two. This person says, Mister, get your life, heal yourself, and begin to live again. Here's somebody else who says, sad man, God bless, Judgment Day, these will have to answer. I do think he's also looking for justice. And I'm not sure how that would turn out for him just because of how unfair the court system can be against men. What do you guys think? What are the chances of him still getting that house? I wish him the best. I do think that he definitely did the right thing, at least putting it in writing. We'll see. I'll definitely keep up with this story, guys. I'm curious. Comment down below. Till next time. I'm out. Peace.